Breaking news, Premier League VAR controversy, Liverpool's keeper future and Loanee'S drive. Welcome to l.f.c Transfer Daily News. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Premier League issues statement after GARBAGE Marc Guehi VAR decision. Liverpool's win over Crystal Palace was a tetchy, tumultuous affair, clearly impacted by the cycle of Wednesday early Saturday starts. Head coach Arne Slot rotated what he felt he could, Kostas Tsimikas and Curtis Jones in for Andy Robertson and Dominic Szoboszlai, respectively. And whilst Liverpool were 1-0 up inside 10 minutes, it was not a sign of things to come. Crystal Palace grew back into the game in the second half. The introduction of Jean-Philippe Mateta up front allowed him to cement a more physical presence and attack the box. One controversial moment came when Virgil van Dijk and the Liverpool linked centre-back Marc Guehi got into a tangle, with Van Dijk appearing to grab Guehi's arm and send him spinning to the floor as the ball came into the box. No penalty was given at the time and VAR didn't change this, much to Guehi's chagrin, and the Premier League have since issued a statement. The referee's call of no penalty for the challenge by Van Dijk on Guehi is checked and confirmed by VAR, deeming that the challenge was not sustained holding and had no impact on the play. The statement is clear whilst being confusing. Sustained holding seems to be a ill-defined, subjective term. And whilst Guehi might not have got to the ball on this specific occasion, off-the-ball incidents are fouls too. Marc Guehi, held, by Virgil van Dijk in VAR call. The decision to not award the penalty, meanwhile, has been severely criticised by former referee Keith Hackett. For the VAR to not intervene was frankly pathetic, writes Hackett in The Telegraph. The whole point of VAR is to correct mistakes, not ignore them for sake of convenience or some other unknown reason. Was it a clear hold? Yes. Did it interfere with play? Yes. Was it clear and obvious? Yes. For all of the above reasons, it is absolute nonsense for the penalty not to be awarded and Palace should feel aggrieved. To make things worse, the Premier League then confirmed the incident had been reviewed by VAR and put out a statement, arguing that the challenge was not sustained holding and had no impact on the play. Pure garbage. Everyone can see it was, in fact, sustained holding and it did impact play, even if Guehi still had some work to do to reach the ball. There are, as ever, two sides to this. It is the type of incident where you feel aggrieved if your team don't get it but would feel aggrieved if it was given against you. As a result, deferring to the referee's decision is probably the best course of action. Liverpool have another incredible goalkeeper ready to replace Alisson Becker. Liverpool were dealt an injury blow on the weekend with Alisson Becker being ruled out for the considerable future. The extent of his injury is not yet known. Although Arne Slot said it is unlikely, he will be involved in Brazil's fixtures during the international break. For how long or whether Alisson will be ruled out beyond that time frame remains to be seen. At 32 years old, the Brazilian's injury is another reminder of his age. He is not getting any younger, and even for a goalkeeper, Alisson is definitely getting closer to the twilight of his career. Fortunately, the Reds are well placed to replace him. Why Cornel Misgior could be Alisson's future heir at Liverpool. There's been a lot of talk about Georgi Mamardashvili coming in to replace Alisson in the future. Undoubtedly, given the fact that the Reds invested a lot of money in the Georgian, he is going to be the prime candidate. Kevin Kelleher and Vitezslav Jaros will also be eager to try their luck, having both already tasted first-team football this season. But it's not just the trio who are waiting on the wings at Liverpool. In Cornel Misgior, the Reds have an incredibly talented goalkeeper coming through the ranks who is very highly rated. The Polish shot-stopper is just 17 years old, but he is already playing U21 football, having been promoted from the U18 team this season, and Misgior isn't just playing. He is catching the eye with some terrific performances. His latest game against Manchester United demonstrated his exciting talent. United's U21 side were arguably the better team in the game against the young Reds. However, Misgior kept Liverpool in the game and ultimately kept a clean sheet, which saw the Reds able to take all 3 points with a narrow 1-0 victory thanks to a goal from Tyler Morton. Of course, it's still early days for Misgior. He is still very young, but he is also very highly rated at the club, and if he continues to develop at the same rate, the Reds will have another outstanding goalkeeper. Liverpool Loanee opens up on 200-mile, lonely, car drive after costly, mistake. The life of a loan player is not always easy, and one Liverpool young talent has found this out the hard way recently. Over the course of the summer, Liverpool have sent players out on loan to various destinations around the world, from Cyprus to Scotland and Austria, as well as to a number of clubs in England as well. The aim is to get those young players on the fringes of Arne Slot's first-team squad to bridge the gap between them and the first team. Not every young player will succeed in that quest, but they will all be eager to be the next ones to follow in the footsteps of Jarrell Quansah and Connor Bradley. Lucas Stevenson on lonely car drive after making a costly mistake. Liverpool's young defender got a taste of what it would be like to play under Arne Slot's first team during the summer pre-season tour to the United States. Having spent last season on loan at Barrow, Stevenson was eager to play first-team football again and was sent out on loan to Dundee United, where he has had a solid start to life at the club, scoring on his debut. However, it hasn't all been rosy for Stevenson. He committed an error on one of his first games at the club against Motherwell, which led to him giving away a costly penalty. Now speaking to the Courier, Stevenson opened up about the difficult 200-mile drive back to Liverpool after that game. "I drove back to Liverpool from Motherwell on the night," Stevenson said. "It felt like the longest car drive in the world. It was a lonely one. It was silence all the way. That's not normally the case. But I didn't know what else to do. So, I just sat in silence, with the moment playing over in my head. It wasn't a nice feeling. Seeing friends and family was a big reason why I went back. I knew my family wouldn't batter my head talking about it. They knew how I was feeling. They took my mind off the situation for a couple of days." Thankfully, Stevenson bounced back and registered 2 assists in his next game. He now has 3 goal contributions in 5 league games. Thanks for watching. Like and comment, subscribe.